Hello and welcome. Today we will go over the inner path to abundance so we can retreat. And then we will also do some deep processing for rapid transformation. The 2 days of virtual retreat is for a massive vibration boost of abundance and to embody abundance, and then to keep using the techniques on a regular basis to maintain it. So raising your vibration and maintaining are two different things. You can raise it by running vortex energies, giving yourself a boost by being in a group setting, let's say during the program. But then it's our task to continue to maintain it. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth once a year or before seeing a dentist or before going to an event. You brush every day, multiple times, so that the cleansing process is there. Similarly, the same thing needs to happen for abundance, healing, vibration boost, and everything. And we want to detox. We want to let go of whatever is not beneficial. Then we want to keep raising the vibration and keep boosting our energy with a stronger vibration of abundance energies or healing frequencies or other things that are important to you. So in these 2 days, starting the 28th and ending on the 29th of January, we will go through a lot of different techniques. And if you're familiar with my classes or programs, then I'm not into hours and hours of lecturing and storytelling. And I give you some brief information, and then I do some journeys and processing. In this particular program, instead of some of the, let's say, 30, 40-minute journeys, we will do a number of processing. So some processing may be for 3 minutes, some maybe for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, depending on how the energies show up. So by doing that and by repeatedly going through different processes to keep getting deeper, you'll be able to know that what are some of the techniques that made a huge impact on you, and what are some ones that you want to keep going deeper into and keep practicing. So pick those, choose those, and practice those. And then for the other ones, let's say if you're not familiar with those processes, then as you practice, they will go or they will become easier for you. So I think you all know that vibration is everything. Now, your world and your reality shows up depending on your vibration. The universe responds to your vibration. I often give an example of the UPCs, like the barcodes on products that you see on pretty much everything. When those products are scanned at a grocery store or a retail place, then based on the code, the name of the product, the pricing, and all of the details show up on the screen, and the computer adds up everything so that once you're done, you can check out. So similarly, imagine you have a barcode for abundance. So when the cosmic energies, the cosmic consciousness, different higher dimensional frequencies and more scan your barcode for abundance, it's reading, this is your range. This is your upper limit, this is your lower limit, and you may be here somewhere in the middle, or you may be here, you may be here. So our task is to keep raising that upper limit and that range. So instead of going up and down like that, which is a cycle, and it will happen always, it's a part of the universal flow, just like day and night. But when it comes to abundance, energy, your vibration, your frequency, instead of going this, like this, up and down, you want to keep doing that, like keep going up as like going up the stairs. So our focus, especially for the weekend, is to come together, create a massive boost for a few days, because even outside of the class, starting the day before, I will set up the group container for all the participants, and I will start running different detoxing energies, different chakra boosting energies, different holographic tools and programs to raise your vibration, to boost the energies for your soul journey, for your path, for your purpose, and more. So you will be inside that energy. And as you go through the group journey and process, then, as you stay in that energy together, you'll be able to rise above, some of the old patterns and give yourself a massive boost. And then here's the thing, you don't want to fall again and go back to your old patterns or programming. We will go through some of the very deep subconscious or unconscious programming, detoxing, rewiring processes. And, this may be, I think this is probably some of the strongest one, or one of the strongest ones I have seen. And, it showed up this particular way to do some deep dive into the subconscious matrix and really starting to change the information, look at the programmings, create or unplug certain things, recycle certain energies and more. So, that alone, you can continue that for the rest of your life. And, each time you will go deeper. But to shift some of the programming, obviously, we don't want to spend the rest of your life, let's say in the next 3 months, you will notice some of the shifting that's happening, because what you're doing there at that level of the subconscious programming, by cleaning up, by uninstalling, by detoxing, by setting up new vibration and inserting new information, instead of being in this range, you can change the range and be here, right? Then you can change the range and be here. So that's, our goal, that's our vision, so that wherever we are in life, it doesn't matter. Let's start fresh this year. Let's start fresh now. And from here, just like a staircase, going up the stairs, let's go up in our vibration, in our abundance vibration, financial abundance vibration, and more. Now, this year is the year of the water rabbit, which also brings in a lot of abundance energies, like financial abundance, personal growth energies, personal development energies, new structure energies. So we want to harness the energies and take advantage of it by doing the reprogramming right after the energetic switch happens. So that also makes this particular program very, very powerful. Okay. So the other thing is, as we go through the 2 days of the immersion process, the group energy will be huge. I would ask you to make as much time as possible to keep running many of the processes. They will be simple and easy to practice. They're not complicated processes, but you just need to practice. How do you get good at something? Just practice it. Now, we don't have the technology yet to download something into the brain directly, like the movie Matrix, where Neo downloaded jujitsu and so many other things, and he was a master. So until we get to that level of consciousness, we just need to practice a little bit more. All right. So first, our task is to notice where we are, then boost the abundance vibration and maintain it. Okay. And by maintaining, I mean, not just staying at that same place, but to maintain it so that you can keep going higher. Ultimately, this is an exploration of how do we face different things. I'm talking about the reality now, our three-dimensional world. How do we face different things, learn, grow, and expand consciousness? Now, I mentioned about knowing where you are. So let me actually show you a spreadsheet, and let's look at some information so that you can go through this on your own. I placed a version of it on your member page, and then you can download it. Now, here's the thing. This is not something we are going to be spending any time on during the event. So this is for you. This is outside of the event. This is just so that you know where you are. If you have a bookkeeping system, then great, use that. If you have never done it for you or for your family, or nobody else is doing this for your family, know where you are right now. Why is that important? Because more is a very vague term in the universe. If you're looking at more financial abundance, the universe has a sense of humor. The cosmic consciousness, the planetary consciousness, and more, can play with you. You can have a shiny extra penny, and that will be more, right? It's a very abstract term. So take some time to fill out the information and figure out what is your income. Your income, but what are your expenses? So rent, mortgage, cell phone, internet, electricity, gas, water, like utilities, transportation, insurance, property tax, grocery, dining meals, books, education, pet, charity, travel, vacation, income taxes. If you have kids, then there'll be more entries that you can add. Just add to the spreadsheet, or use your system. And then make sure to add credit card payments if you have credit card payments, because those are not new expenses, those are ongoing payments. So if you're making them, please make sure to add it. Then savings. So it's your base amount includes savings. So how much would you like to save this year? What makes you comfortable, right? So again, this is not something that's a part of the retreat. I'm just giving you some basic ideas so you know where you are. And you can enter the information. Let's put 100. So, the total will show up, and we'll just, put 100 in everything to make it, really strange. And, but, then, so if this is it, and whatever the amounts will be for you, that, those are your amounts, then you have the total. So this is your yearly basic, right? That includes vacation, that includes savings, and that includes any other things that you know of that applies to you, right? If you have a business, then there will be a lot more things, and you probably have bookkeeping system. If not, then just create a simple layout, right? So do that, in the next few days or within the next week or so before the program. Why? Because when you know that this is the amount that you are spending in a year, that includes your savings, because that's ideal, right? That's a part of your flow. Now, then that that's your bottom line. So your system, the cosmic energies, the different levels of energies must help you generate this amount. Now, this justifies to yourself, to your brain, to your heart, to your higher consciousness, and to a greater cosmic consciousness that this is your basic, this is your bottom line. So it has to be met, and then we will keep raising your vibration. Okay, so then we are doing something a little more specific when it comes to financial abundance, because let's say this number is 50,000 or 80,000 or 100,000, depending on what you do. Then you know that you have this foundation set amount, and then you would like to add 8%, 12%, or you would like to double it in the next 12 months, and you want to focus on that and keep raising the vibration and keep running different tools and processes. Okay. All right. So this is just something extra I shared, so you know what's happening. And now when it comes to your financial abundance flow. All right. So, we will play with the energy of finances so that we can change our relationship. When we raise our vibration, and especially when we are more into consciousness and energy and the cosmos, then we detach from finances. It's hard to think about money like most people. We don't run after money. We focus more on energy, fulfillment and other things. So that's really awesome. However, if you are in a situation, or anyone in a situation where you have to think too much about meeting the foundation or the bottom line, then it takes you away from more important things, and it takes you away from your tasks for humanity and Earth and the planet and more. Yeah, so because adding worry energies create more disharmony. So that's why we want to have a solid idea that this is my yearly average. Think about the last few years, last 2-3 years, or just think about last year, and then you want to keep raising it. And then for doing that, we will use a lot of different techniques during the process, and then we will focus on shifting the energies. Now, I mentioned about the cleaning up subconscious programming around abundance and financial abundance. So we will go through some root level process to access, let's say, different things that were the root causes, and to start shifting them. And you'll know how to do that on paper very easily. But then I will actually share a very basic diagram with you. So when you play with the energies, you can notice more on, or we will go into some of the different diagrams to give you some ideas. Okay, so let's say these are some of the results that you're getting, around finances, around abundance, around healing. It could be anything, around your business, around your reach. And these are the outcomes that you're seeing. Now, why do you have these outcomes? They depend on many other root causes that are showing up. Let's say some of these in the left column are root causes, and then some of the other ones are derived because of this. So because of this particular programming and this belief, this one showed up, this one showed up, this one showed up, and ultimately you have this particular result. And this could be, let's say, you earn a certain level of income, but then things go down. If it's above that, things go rapidly down. Or you reach a certain level, it could be around anything: abundance, finances, relationship. Financial abundance is easier to just know directly, right? So it could be about anything. So you hit an upper limit and things go down. So when we can shift that program, clean up some of that subconscious information, the data, the system that's there, and change that, then this and many of the other limitations will not exist anymore. So you can go above and beyond that, and then start running different processes to shift them. Okay. Then we will do a lot of neural network reprogramming. We will use some visual imprinting first, and then you can create them with anything on paper, on sticky notes. But anytime you look at something, your brain loads all the data associated to that, and your brain takes a split second, not even a nanosecond to load it. It's that fast, it's just like a computer. Let's say when you do a search online and hit enter, immediately 10, 20, 30,000 results show up, arranged by pages. So the moment you see something, if it's empowering, your brain will immediately connect and pull up all those empowering information. If it's not, if it's about conflicts, issues, challenges, disharmony, limitation, then your brain will pull up all that data too and tell you, this is not something you want to do, or tell you that this is your limit and you don't want to cross it because we don't know what will happen. So we will use visual imprinting process to retrain your brain. And some of these processes can be for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and you can keep using them repeatedly after we go through the 2 days. So this will help you actually to redirect your neurons toward new beliefs, new ideas, and new information that would be empowering. All right, so that's another powerful process. And again, these processes you can keep using for the rest of your life, and they're short processes so that you can continue to practice on a regular basis. When you receive the video and the many of the audio segments, because the video would be segmented, so you won't have a 4-hour video, and it will have many different segments. So it's just it will just make it easier for you to pick one of the segments and practice for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 12 minutes, whatever, however long that segment is. Okay. So I think that helps you to practice these type of processes in the long run. So have your idea or vision or focus that this is where you would like to be when it comes to your opening up to a stronger level of abundance that includes financial abundance, and then set up a new structure, new foundation, and keep raising it. When I talk about abundance, in general, I refer to it as a flow of all things in harmony. Every part of your life, not just one. Finances is only one part of abundance. Yeah, so just make sure you keep that in mind. Now then, we will play with the next big thing is learning to create, let's say, a visual energy matrix of your vision. Now that may sound complicated, but learning to associate a visual to the end result that you desire. Why? Because let's say if you have financial goals, it's easy to visualize. You can picture that number. Or, I'm focusing on helping 3 million new people all over the world. When I run processes, the entire planet is involved. So all about 8 billion people are influenced, going through the detox and more. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about like directly being able to help more, like 3 million people in the next few years, to help teach, guide, connect with star energies, learning different process and more. Why? Because then, when 3 million more people can run healing frequencies of Maya together, we can rapidly change many things on the planet, right? Okay, so for the visual energy, you will learn to create specific visual, let's say, pictures, and that will help anybody who may say that I'm not visual, I don't see more, I don't understand energy, I don't detect energy. The truth is we all can, but sometimes we don't know how we get the signal. Like imagine the front door of your home. Imagine your parents. Imagine your kids. Imagine the outside of your home. Imagine your car, or picture your car. You can pull up those data or those visuals as long as you have any connection to those, any of those. Why? Because you can visualize. Your brain will pull up the information. So visualization or imagination or seeing something is not any different than that. But sometimes the issue is if you don't know, if you have not seen it before, then you don't know what to think about it. Yeah, so that's why we will assign some specific forms and shapes and colors and energy, so that anytime you think about any one of your abstract goals or ideas or vision, then you know exactly what to picture as end result. And when you do that, then you can program that more easily in your mind, in your body, in your reality, so that you know exactly, or you can send out very specific signal into the universe about this is what I would love to experience. This is what my heart desires. So we will do some practice around that, and then you can have fun, and then you can create a lot more for other goals or priorities you can think in the future. And this is something you can teach kids or grandkids or siblings or anybody who may be interested in learning, again, simple techniques but powerful processing. Some of the very powerful ones will be the subconscious reprogramming, and then running a lot of the event mapping. Okay. Now another thing, and you can start to play with it and practice that now. It's very, very easy, very, very simple. It's about creating certain brain waves, like theta and delta especially. So those are very easy to create on your own without any instrument, without any beats. What is delta? Delta is generally seen as 1 to 3 beats per second, 1 to 3 cycles per second. So that's the delta wave. When you are in deep sleep, very, very deep sleep, then you are in delta waves. Delta, so if you're talking about 3 cycles per second, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's delta, right? It's not difficult to create. You may have noticed, or maybe you will notice in the future, that many people, and I've seen that with a lot of CEOs and let's say those who created huge differences or are running huge companies, you may have noticed that sometimes they keep tapping their fingers. When you do this, you are actually creating sparks in the left and right hemispheres of your brain, right? Your right side controls the left side, your left brain controls the right side. When you're putting the fingertips together, there's like a surge happens, neural network lights up. And when you're doing this and practice that until the event, you can keep giving yourself boost. And again, if you do it 4 times a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's generating theta waves in your brain. If you want to do more alpha, then that's kind of difficult, or you may have to work out too much to generate 8 to 12. But delta and theta are very easy. When you listen to music with these different waves, they're using different repetition of some of these cycles, maybe through beats or through different musical notes, or maybe underneath the music as a separate level or layer that's hard to sometimes listen to, but that layer exists. So if you could remove the other musical instruments, you would hear the beats. Okay, so this is something that's very easy to play and practice. I'll talk a little more about that during the process, the 2 days. Delta and theta, just play with the energies. You can, when you're doing your creative thinking or thinking about ideas or writing something or anything creative, just have for a few minutes, just think about, how can I help more? What can I do? So ask some of those open-ended questions, and then you're generating these sparks in different parts of your brain that will actually help you to get some of these boosts of creative energies. Theta is more connected with creativity, solutions, deep meditative state, and more. And then delta is more connected with a very deep relaxation, deep healing, accessing your subconscious, accessing different levels of cosmic consciousness, and more. Yeah, so this particular one, the technique that I showed you, you can play with it anytime to get into a rhythm to generate delta or theta waves in your brain, in your system. When you start doing that, you may not get much out of it in the first minute, but as you practice and train your brain and train your body, you'll be able to go into some of those states very, very easily. Okay. Now then, we'll play with different types of abundance frequencies and bring that into your mind, bringing that some of those vibration into the pineal gland in the third eye region and being able to hold it there for an extended period of time and sending out the waves, or bringing into your right brain only and starting to, let's say, have the energies gently touch your neural network, then bringing it into your left brain, gently touching your neural network, kind of creating the spikes into your neural network, that these frequencies are important. So connect with them, energize the neural network, and starts to cycle the energies in both of the hemispheres of your brain, including the pineal gland region, so that you can start to reprogram your mind and reprogram the neural network with higher vibrational energies. So we may play with different types of liquid energy matrices, different color frequencies, and more. And then you can continue to do that with star energies, flowers, plants, different herbs that are beneficial and more. So again, these techniques, simple, easy, and powerful, but you can keep using them for a long term. And then you can start to generate different infinity waves, of different frequencies and different energies inside your brain and in your body. And we will play with those energies. So, the program, as you know, will be on the 28th and 29th. That's a Saturday and Sunday. And each day, I'm saying roughly around 4 hours, with some breaks. And then if you have extra questions or need more clarification, I'll stay longer. But, we will have it so for every hour, you have a break. So we'll play with those energies so that way your brain also has some break, because we'll do a lot of the neural work here and neural exploration. So it's good to have give your brain a little bit of rest, 5 minutes, 10 minutes between different sections. And we'll repeatedly within the same sections or segments, we will go through a number of different shorter processes. Again, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on how they show up. And then we will go through them many, many times. All right. So for the introduction, you do get $300 off from the program. And you can sign up anytime until the program starts. So then play with the energies starting now. And I guess maybe in the weekend or in the next few days, I will start to add some processes just to play and practice. Okay. And then, you can look at some of those next week. And, I think I'll send an email to the group when I add some things, some extra things on a member page to start practicing different processes. All right. So that's mainly what I wanted to mention and what I wanted to share today. And now we'll do a couple of processing. So one is, we'll just do a deep detox for a few minutes around receiving a stronger flow of success, abundance, and prosperity energies. And then we will do a cause and event mapping technique. So, we will go much deeper into the process, when we go through the 2 days. But here's my question though, if any of you would like to go through the cause and event mapping live, as we go through the process, then after the detox, I will randomly ask. So if you want to go through the process live, then just, use the participants button to raise your hand, and then I will just randomly choose. So if anybody wants to do that, just pick something specific. I don't need too much information. It could be abundance, it could be anything, preferably around success, abundance, prosperity. It could be upper limits. So, I will connect with some of the root causes and bring in some of those energies. So you notice how, what you feel in your body and in your system. Okay, so if you'd like to do that, just raise your hand, then, or otherwise I will just do a couple of one or two maybe general processes. All right, so let's do a deep detox. So you can keep your eyes closed or open. It depends on you as we go through the process. When I do the root cause, then I will just show you that one of the maps so that you have a visual reference of what that is. So let's do a quick detoxing of your abundance energies. So gently close your eyes. Focus on your heart. And begin to breathe in and out. Connect with your heart. Connect with your mind. Imagine a beam of light connecting your heart and your brain. Think about your abundance, success, and prosperity energies. Think about financial abundance and abundance in different areas, or just the concept of abundance itself. Just tune in and notice how you feel. Notice if any visuals pop up. Notice if you smell anything specific or hear anything, or have some kind of a knowingness or like a message that pops up from deep inside or anywhere. I will now run the rings of harmony for you and your energy field and the energies that represent abundance, success, prosperity, and financial abundance for you. Notice your senses. There are a number of holographic rings that begin to rotate around you and generate different vibration to help you detox and harmonize and raise your vibration. You can imagine flushing out dirty water, meaning old patterns, programmings, and resistance from you. Allow the energies to get stronger. Let's also bring in light and information from the royal star Antares B. Notice the energies are spiraling through you. The rings of harmony are still running around you. Antares B's energies help you to go deep into some of the processes or some of the energies that may be hard to reach. So sometimes they are hidden or suppressed. Begin to do a very deep detox of your field. Let's breathe in and out. Think about the difference between when you started and now. Notice how your energy field feels. Notice how it feels lighter, brighter, as you have detoxed some of the energies and flushed out a lot of the dirty water representing non-beneficial or unwanted energies. Now I will now run Restoring Our Abundance holographic program. It's creating a vortex around you, and let the energies spiral through every cell of your body, helping you raise your vibration for abundance. Let's breathe in and out. Rub your hands together. Anchor the energies, and you can open your eyes. Let's do an event mapping process, or more like a cause and event mapping process of your abundance flow. I'll put one of the visuals on the screen so you can just take a look. And now before I start, if you wanted to do a live processing, you can raise your hand. Otherwise, then we'll just do general processing. All right. So let's take a look. Okay, Blaze, your line is unmuted. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
There we go.
I thought I was unmuted.
Yeah.
I have
So yeah, go ahead.
I have a definite upper limit on my I think abundance broadly, particularly financial abundance, and I don't know if it's going to be useful here to get this specific, but one very specific thing that I've noticed is sort of a self-defeating action is sometimes even when I know there's enough money in the bank, I just get really lazy about logging in to check my account. Even when there's enough money to pay bills, I just sometimes kind of put them off and pay them at the last minute or a little bit late, and then there's a late charge. And then I'm like, why did I do that? Why do I have this reluctance even when there's money to go and pay for something, and then, if it's late, I get charged extra. So just a little self-defeating behavior there.
Okay.
Uh,
So we
so
can
yeah,
think about, let's say, wasting money is a
yeah,
part of it. So let's just think about wasting money
okay,
and any kind of self-sabotaging patterns. But let's keep it simple, wasting money. And for everybody else, we will go through the process together. So it's not just for, even though I'm running the process for Blaze, but I'm also including all of you. So you notice what shows up. So let me actually share the screen again. And let's do this. All right. So as you look at the screen, let's say, let's just pick B as the result. It is wasting money, self-defeating patterns. It's, some self-sabotaging patterns around abundance. Just notice the energy here. This is where you are. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to isolate the energy in the hologram. And you notice when it comes to the rest of the map here, in this case, it's a very simple map that I created, but I'll teach you in the process during the weekend how to actually draw it on your own, and especially using your non-dominant hand so you're not controlling it with your mind. So let's say, what may be a root cause or one of the root causes that creates it? Notice what pops up immediately as you look at the blue circles. Everybody notice? For Blaze, if you were to identify a blue circle, which one would be? Oh, let's see. Let me unmute your line again. You have to unmute from your size.
sorry, I muted myself again.
No, that's okay.
What
So let's
comes
say
to
if we
mind?
look at column 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4, 5, 6.
it's just where my cursor is, and I'm going to go with it. It looks like column 4. That it's the only one in column 4.
Okay. So that one seems to be a root cause, whatever that may be, you don't know. So here's what I'm going to do. And for everybody else, notice your one. For you, I'm going to press this particular one and the connections now. Notice your sensations and if any thoughts, feelings, or anything pops up. Do you notice anything? Sometimes it's,
Yeah, just
yeah, sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's random thoughts, but those random thoughts are connected too.
yeah, it's a real sense of interference. Actually, even before you asked, when I was just beginning to tune in, it's just fear. And I kind of know that even logically. That's why, it's like sometimes I don't check my account because I'm afraid. And then if I
Mhm.
go and check it, well, it's okay. Why did I need to be afraid?
Mhm.
I don't pay the bill because I'm lazy. Well, it takes 2 minutes to log in and pay the bill.
Right. All right. So that's good for everybody else. Just notice your circle is getting highlighted. You can picture it in red if you want, because that's the one, or whichever one is the one that you are focusing on. And let me just press that. It's kind of like activating that energy. So notice your sensations, anything else that pops up for you around your particular issue. And if you don't notice anything right away, you may notice later or something will pop up later, but there's an energetic connection. So that is one of the causes, may not be the root cause. Usually, it's much deeper, but that's one of the things that is there. Okay, so hopefully everybody else noticed it. Now for Blaze, when you look at this particular one that we talked about, what may be a cause of this? And now, we are talking about a limited number of circles on the screen, but let's connect that energy and let me press that energetically. What may be a deeper cause?
Well, what I'm getting is, going back to being a kid and kind of being reprimanded by an adult, whether it's a teacher or a parental figure, and sort of this like, you're not perfect sort of thing. I mean, I doubt if that was ever literally said, but, just kind of that's how it got processed.
Okay. Do any of the circles pop up representing that?
Oh, I thought we were talking about column 4.
No, I mean, that's fine. But, what you mentioned, let's say that could be a deeper cause. It could be somewhere here. It could be one of the other circles that are getting lit up too. So
Okay.
if that happens, that, let's say this one is lighting up, and that could be a cause behind that. So we'll play with the process, when we go into drawing some of them and running some energies. But it's just good to know like how we can start going deeper multiple levels. So let's connect with that the issue that you mentioned. And sometimes things are not verbal, but there is energetic connection. So let's bring in some of the energies to shift that. Let's run the rings of harmony for this circle and that pattern and the associated events. What do you notice?
Well, right now it felt like something lifted just within the last second. I feel a lot freer. Um, it the energy, the blocking energy was, and this would be no surprise, I suppose, mainly within my second chakras, first to third chakras.
Mm.
Um, I got a little bit more sort of, specifics like an uncle who would, often say like, well, there's not going to be enough. You're not going to have enough. When you get to be an adult, you're going to be poor if you do this, blah, blah, blah. But right now, uh, definitely feel safer, freer.
All right, that's good. So you can start running some of the holographic programs like Restoring Our Abundance or Golden Vortex, Star Energies, representing any of those, issues, challenges, timelines, and just keep raising the vibration and enter a new program. Like, what would you, let's say this energy is getting diffused. So you want your system, that are to replace this particular energy with something else. So think about something, that would be empowering, an idea, a thought, or it's easy to create financial abundance. I take action on time, or anything that's important to you or makes sense to you. Just imagine dragging and dropping that command, that idea, that energy, and replacing some of the ones that showed up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes great sense. I have a really quick question about the class this weekend too,
Mhm.
if that's okay. You had mentioned in your email to not focus on clearing during the 2 days this weekend. Would it be more productive than to run tools like, Liquid Luck, Liquid Love, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, what I mean is like, we'll certainly do some shifting and detoxing, but it's not a 2 day of abundance detox. It's more
Okay.
about certainly detoxing happens in the background, and throughout the days, I will keep running a lot of the tools and processes in the background. But our focus is not detox and limitations, because when we are focusing on or letting go of limitations, then the focus becomes limitations. So our focus is to raise the vibration, to create a stronger flow of abundance, the inner path of abundance, a more of a magical state. So we are going to focus on that, but certainly we will run some of the different processes. Like this is a transformation process. When we go into a deeper version of it, it includes some detox, it includes some remapping, and we will do some remapping energetically, and in the hologram, we will run different processes to raise the vibration and more.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. All right, so the next person who raised hand, let's see. Lynn, you can unmute your line.
Yes. I have something similar to what Blaze had. I have a limit of the upper amount of money that I can make or have each month. I've noticed that.
Okay, so we're looking at an upper limit, and this will be true for every single person on the planet. So let's take a look at the upper limit. Let's think, let's assign A randomly as your upper limit, right? Even though it's more like a wave, so you would go through the limits like that, but let's assign A to be your upper limit, and let's assign D to be your lower limit. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. So why do we, even though we have the upper limit, but why do we have the current upper limit? That's the question. So let's take a look at that energy, and let's just scan your timeline, especially scan your finances. And as I scan, age 3 and 6 shows up as, especially for some of the lower chakras, whatever happened or experienced or somebody said, or you've seen something you may or may not remember, but those also showed up. So I'm just letting you know. But let's say if you think about what are some of the causes, what is one cause of this particular upper limit? Which circle would represent that?
I'm going to say the fifth column, 1, 2, 3. Fifth column in the middle.
Fifth column middle. Okay, so this particular upper limit is getting created by this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, it doesn't connect, but
yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, they have their dots. It's just an image they created. You can look at it that this is touching this is touching this too, and for everybody else, so think about the same thing. Assign A as an upper limit to financial abundance, and then which blue circle here represents as an immediate cause. So we can focus on shifting those energies and go a little deeper. Okay, so as I press this energy in the hologram for you, notice your sensations and notice what immediately pops up.
One of the circles, the third column, the bottom one.
This one also showed up as
The third column. And an idea, do you want an idea that came up?
Mhm.
That women aren't capable of taking care of money, they, shouldn't be taking care of money. The men should be taking care of it.
Okay, so that's good. So then, you notice some information that showed up, and then a deeper level that showed up also. So, and for everybody else, you have a particular message that showed up. Maybe you noticed or you felt it, or you have an awareness of it. And then, if another circle showed up as a different cause or a deeper cause, whether it's this one, this one, this one, or this one, it doesn't matter. This is not linear. The root cause behind this could be this too, or somewhere else, because this is a very simple diagram. Just made it for, or I didn't make it. This particular one, I just, copied it for today's demo. All right, so let's shift these energies. This particular one that initially showed up, the second circle that mentioned that showed up after that, and the message that showed up about women. So wherever these energies come from, let's run the rings of harmony on these circles. Let's run the rings of harmony for that particular idea and any other things that are connected to it. Imagine flushing out dirty water from those circles and from you. I will also bring in some energy matrices from Antares B. And I will bring in a particular, I call it transformix. It's a for events. It's a particular type of energy, information, codes, geometry, and more. I created that many, many years ago, maybe like 10 years ago for a different program, but I fine-tuned it for a different purpose recently. So for events, I'll bring that too. And for everybody else who set up something specific, you picked a circle, you picked an event, notice the energy, almost like semi-liquid or vapor or gas or stronger light frequencies. However it shows up for you is fine. Have the energy spiral through you, dissolve the event, start dissolving the beliefs. And notice the event mapping, all the circles are getting brighter and shinier. And that's also happening for everybody else. How do you feel?
Yeah, I felt a lot of energy going through my arms and release and lighter, and some other ideas came through that if I have too much money, I'll spend it on things that aren't important, or like I'm not capable of knowing what to buy, and a judgment of other people on
Okay,
what I
great.
spend on.
Great. So you can keep a note of those thoughts that are popping up, and as we go deeper into the technique and into other techniques, you can start applying some of the different techniques on specific ideas, because once you shift something specific, it is a big deal. Once you shift some information around it from the subconscious reprogramming, it would be a big deal. Okay, so I would recommend keeping a note of it, and also for all of you for the live event, and when you go through the replay too, just have a notepad next to you so you can write down some things, you can draw some diagrams, you can do some things. So notebook, pen, if you want color pencils, it's up to you. If you want to be fancy and make things pretty. So yeah, please do that. And then we'll go and explore different options. So thanks for joining and thanks for playing, Lynn.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will do one more. And Nadia, your line is unmuted. You can unmute yourself from your side. Yeah, I can see you. I cannot hear you. You have to unmute your side. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Thank you so much. General abundance. I lost a fortune.
Mhm.
I thought I was well guided for leading a legacy. It was a scam. It was beyond losing everything, but also lost my trust. But anyway, and then there was a residual, the less that I had, I lost that too. So I'll address that. And, I had total pure heart when I would not have lost all if I wasn't guided. Also, something is also coming up. Number 45, over and over, it seems like something is putting on the brakes or like a hex or whatever. I've been deleting it. I've been cutting cords. I've been canceling contracts. So also mention that to you. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So let's assign a value to it. Now let's any kind of losing. So in this case, it's losing the financial abundance. So if that happened, let's say now we only have 4 here. So which one represents that for you?
It was D. I mean, I lost everything, including.
So let's take a look at that, D. And just let's scan your system. Let's scan, allow these. And for everybody else, you pick something that's similar, things, a time that, you may have lost things or things went down, or just pick something that will be beneficial for you. So if you scan, the event, that's something, there are different beliefs, personal, generational, environmental, and many other subconscious programming. Something got triggered or multiple ones got triggered and gave you the result D. So let's connect with this one with the root cause of this one. So or one of the root causes. So if you isolate this one and I'm just pressing this one, the result now, which one of the blue circles pop up as one of the root causes?
In the third column, the middle one.
Okay, so this one shows up.
I've been looking at it since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So now here's the thing though, even though, I didn't really program this particular image, but energetically you're noticing the information. So for the event, I will create a more of a detailed image, and you will have that, and you can keep using that for any of your ideas, and you'll learn how to start creating them on your own too for different ideas, different purposes. So this shows up as one of the causes. It may be the root cause, it may not be the root cause, but it is a deep cause for that particular outcome. So I'm going to press that energetically, that particular outcome, energy. Notice what shows up for you now. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, sensations.
I'll
What do
say
you know?
hate. The emotion was hate.
Okay.
So
So let's focus on diffusing that. And let's run the rings of harmony for your system, for the circle, for any other associated energies connected to losing of all this and people who are involved. Let's also include all the people who are involved, people, organizations, groups, and everything. So let's run the rings and just keep flushing things out deeply. And for everybody else, as you noticed your circle, now just imagine running the detox, flushing out dirty water at full force. So I'll trace back to the event. In the hologram, I'm like going over the mapping. It's almost like using a control panel to go back and forth and into events. Then I'll go back before the event. I'll create an alternate path, and let's bring you back, and let's come back through the alternate path to the present moment. How do you feel?
relief. Also, it was a bit of a shocking thing to say hate, but it was so clear where it was coming from. The PTSD, the enslavement, what I went through, right from the beginning. So I give myself some compassion.
All right.
To have said that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever comes, because that came from deep inside. So yeah. It's good you mentioned that.
And I think it wasn't my own, what
right.
I ingested.
Okay, so let's continue to keep running some of the detox energies, and then, notice how you feel and notice what shows up for you. Okay. No, sorry. I think I unmuted your line. Muted your line. You can unmute.
A lot of relief, releasing a lot, still going on.
Yeah, it will keep happening. And for all of you, I'm running a detoxing process in the background, so you may notice it for a few more hours, just then think about the same events or issues and notice how the energy is different. Okay.
Just light at the, one looks at the end of the tunnel, but there's light.
Okay, awesome.
Which is my birthright. I've always known that.
Right. Cool. All right. So thanks
Should
for
we go deeper?
sharing.
I'm just using you for all your work. Is there a deeper circle that we can go to just to get all of it out?
I will post this on the member page, so you can also use it multiple times, and I think there will be more information that will show up, and in addition to the word that showed up, but there will be a bunch more that will, you'll keep noticing as you trace it. Okay, so let's say today, tomorrow, over the next few days, just look at it time to time, and then notice what else is showing up. And also notice that this is where you started initially. This is what represented the current situation. If you needed to assign a new current situation, where would you be? Maybe you will be here or here or here. These don't necessarily mean that, oh, this is much higher than this. It could be random. There is no pattern to this, but it will be somewhere else. So that means the outcome is changing. Make sense?
Thank you so very much. So blessings. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing. All right. So thank you for playing, especially Blaze, Lynn, and Nadia. And when we go through the event, then we'll use a more detailed mapping process, and then you'll learn how to create them with the energy and the charge, so it would be easier to notice what shows up. All right. So thanks for joining. Wishing you a lot of magic. That's mainly what I wanted to share today, and what I wanted to play with. And just notice what shows up for you, as you go through the next few days. And also, remember, the Chinese New Year is officially starting on Sunday. So that's the celebration will start around midday of Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday, think about doing activities that would raise your vibration. Over the next couple of days, do more detox and everything, clean up your home, office, carpets, closets, just make some room for new energies. But then, Saturday and Sunday, spend more time doing things that make you happy. Spend some time connecting with celebration energies. If you can, then watch some videos of the New Year celebration that will be coming from the eastern part of the world. And then, let's say, run some vortex energies, like restoring our abundance, liquid luck. And it could be any different types of energies, maybe some star energies. Like this month, we are playing with the Orion, the triple star manifestation vortex. So use it a lot over the next week or so until the program, so that the vibration can increase. All right. I see Lynn, you have your hand raised, so let me unmute your line. Do you have a question?
No, I guess it just got stuck there.
Oh, okay. All right. So that is fine. So thanks everyone for joining. Wishing you a lot of magic, and I will see you on the 28th. And if you haven't signed up yet, then you can sign up on anytime between now and the 28th. So then you can join the live class from the beginning. So it'll be powerful. Okay. And starting 27th, I'll start running some group processes for all who are going to be attending. So, notice energetically how you feel, what shows up. You may notice a lot of detoxing and shifting of energies happening. So keep running vortex energies for you. So take care.